I wonder. Uh, oh. Oh no. Oh, we're on a timer. Oh no, we're on a timer now. Oh, this is not good. Well, if you guys just saw that, it means that I'm on a timer to fully put the rig operational. Like, I've been just chilling and doing this, and as you can see, sometimes things don't work as expected. As you can see, this should be oilier, and there's not oilier. Why? But between some of them working and, well, some of them not working, it appears that our rundown at our workshop has actually come to fruition, and this side has no oil now. That's, well, one of the reasons we built the oil rig. And it means that whenever we run out of oil there, we run out of gasoline and diesel, which means we run out of power for these engines, which means we run out of power for, well, this factory and for our storage factory as well. So we gotta get our hands to work quickly. And while saying that, I've been actually making the rail tracks, or I mean, I've not made the rail tracks, I've just put some stone down actually to try and connect this thing to already train tracks that we already have. And I also realized something. If you take a look at this, we have 30 tracks, and I'm willing to bet that from here all the way down to here, we kind of need more than 30 rail tracks, right? It's probably a little bit more than 30 that we need. So we gotta take advantage of that we already have some power in the oil rig and try and make a train track factory, because yeah, we need this. And in the meanwhile, yes, we also realize that these ones are empty, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, because that guy should be pumping, and it's not, and that bugs me a lot. And I also made just a quick little elevator here, so we can just go up and down without having to fly. But basically, that means that whenever those guys are not getting filled enough, we're not making enough heavy oil. Because when I had this fixed, I was actually getting enough heavy oil to just fill up the tank. And that meant that this guy could make diesel and make the lubricant oil, and then these guys would work. Now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to run out of heavy oil, I'm going to run out of lubricant, and I'm going to run out of power. Or I guess it's just going to run out of lubricant, and these guys are not going to be as efficient. And that's bad, because I want to put a second set of these, because we technically have space for it. So we need to work on a ton of things now. Now, I'd say the priority is why we do anything is try and get the train tracks going somewhere as fast as possible, so we can actually take advantage of that. And in the meantime, I already hooked these guys up with a bunch, and I mean a bunch of accumulators, and they're also just getting power from above. Or are they? I tested it a little bit. Are they still getting power? Yeah, they are. It's not a perfect setup, as you guys can see. Yep, by far, but we can replicate this, and it's using the generators. I made the math, and I think these are better than the actual edition, or the create edition. I think these ones are better. And if one set of 8 diesels generators with those, I think it's 12. Yeah, 12 guys consuming it. I could technically put 24, and I want to double this setup. So we would have 48 of these guys giving us power. And at the moment, this is kind of bug. It says only says 64, and I'm pretty sure I'm making more than that, right? You can see that this guy is producing 252. It's basically 252 times 12, basically. Now I've come to the conclusion that whenever one of those guys breaks down, I just need to come all the way down here and replace at least the last tubes and the top ones, and that is helping me make sure that it just keeps running as intended. At least that's what I've been trying, and that's what's been kind of working. Now, why is that happening? I don't know. I would like to know though. And yeah, and also sometimes it's actually just a visual bug as well. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I relogged after switching, and now all of them seem to be pumping. They do stop working. That actually happens. They do stop working. But now, if you come here, you can see that they actually say 69, 71, and 71, and it's not saying 40 something ish, which means that's the amount I'm getting at the moment. Which means now that if we go to the heavy oil, we should be getting more heavy oil and not losing it. Exactly. So yes, you do need to pay attention to that. That's bad for many reasons, but well, that's what we have. We have to deal with it. We have pressing matters now that we need to fix. Oh boy, something else just happened, and I don't know what to say. Everything seems to be crumbling. See these guys right here? Well, they drilled the entire node. They are not producing anything anymore. I need to move the excavators as well because I have no iron. And I was wondering why over here at the storage, I was just, well, not seeing items, well, come by, you know? I was wondering, well, why am I not getting items here in these belts? Why am I not getting items processed? And then I came over here and I saw, well, why do I only have this, like, low amount of iron? Because I'd be using iron to make steel, while in the meanwhile, I'm not getting iron. So my world is crumbling before my eyes and I need to save it. Yes, as you can see, we're now getting regular crude oil, and a lot of it. But that's not what we need to do now. We need to make train tracks so we can actually put the train come over here and either get power, like actual power, or, well, just stuff, you know? Because we do have a bunch of liquids here, like mainly gasoline and LPG that we're not using, that we can use in motors. So we might just want to put these into tanks in the train and, well, take it back over here where we need it to and just start powering other motors there and making our own power out of here. So this is the concept that I have built. We have 4 drills here giving us cobblestone. 3 belts will merge into this spruce barrel right here. Then will come out in a single line, then be washed. That will give us flint that will stay here, and that will give us iron nuggets. That will go that one over there, and then get into that depot and go down through both of these chutes into the deployers over here. And then the other line will just give us a single line of cobblestone, which then will cook into stone. Then the stone will be processed into slab. The slab will get the iron nuggets, pressed down, and be turned into a train track. And you can also see that we can now trade with this villager, but that guy takes rails, and I do not have iron to make rails, so I'm not gonna do that trade, even though it's kind of a bad trade. Take a look at it. It's like, if this was a 1-for-1, yes, that would be cool. But it isn't, so yeah, let's just ignore it for now. Now it's functional, but it wouldn't be me if I hadn't forgotten something. And yes, I completely forgot that I needed a millstone to mill the cobblestone. So yeah, I put this into place. Now, of course, this is not flawless by any means. I did realize that I could use a barrel with a magnet upgrade, and then I could put a void upgrade. And this is basically picking up any of the residual cobblestone that flies out this way. There shouldn't be any cobblestone flying this other way, but this just basically gave me a pretty good idea of how I can make this farm, or a cobblestone farm, very, very flawlessly. By using one of these barrels with a magnet upgrade, it will pick up anything that gets dropped. So basically all of the items that come out of here, I don't really need these belts here. I can just use one of these and then I immediately have a storage for the cobblestone, which is amazing. But this is step number 1, which is making myself train tracks while I passively try and, well, do something to fix up my powers, which means I now need to make sure that I have these rails, which are not rails, stone, but the foundations for the trains. And then I need to actually get a train and get the train stations working properly so that the train, and I need, well, somewhere to the train to drop something off to do something. My main goal is probably make here an area here where I would deposit gasoline. The gasoline will come into this area and power at least this factory right here. So I'd have a train, pick up gasoline here, drop it off here at the basement of the base. The basement of the base. Yes, that's actually should say. And then power the machines over there. So now we just gotta make ourselves a train, give him some tanks, and well, find a way of not losing power while we're making the train tracks. Because this guy needs to go all the way over to that way, actually, yeah, that way. And as fast as possible so we don't lose power. Oh boy. And I don't know if you noticed the desperation in my voice that I'm trying to make things fast. I have no clue how the power situation is at the workshop. I mean, so far it's decent. It's not crazy, like, it's not crazy fast going down, but it is going down. Oh, and also, we made a little bit of an automatic system over here where we can just put in some items here, and then those items will come all the way there. And what can we put there? Well, we basically can put some logs, and it would automatically make sticks, and it will automatically trade with this guy when it's trading hours, and it will give us, well, some emeralds, so we can start trading with these guys. Of course, this will be a future endeavor of us to make actually a proper farm out of these things. So now we are actually getting gasoline all the way over here. Now, we did take some time placing all the rails and all the stone. And also, we do have to start using these things over here, the train signals. These ones basically mean that you're kind of cutting off sections of your track. Make sure that you don't have trains bumping into each other and crashing and stuff like that. So we just placed a few ones here for this one, and we also placed some in this intersection so our trains do not collide. But actually, our trains at the moment do not have any issues because, well, one of them only goes in this inner circle and this one only goes into the outer circle. And I actually made a little bit of a detour from the circle here. So if we have multiple trains here, that one can safely stop there and unload gasoline, and any other train can just keep moving forward if it doesn't want to stop there. And it's with 5 buckets of crude oil still missing, or still to be used, that we have connected the gasoline, which is a lifesaver to say the least. Now we do also need to make sure that like chunks here are chunk loaded, and I guess you could stuff like that. Rippers, booms. So yeah, we should claim those for ourselves. But I have all the chunks, like the force loaded chunks. I have used them all. Now I can increase that, but we also have more types of chunk loaders here. We have these mod, the chunk loaders mod, which is probably the one I'm going to use because it's very cheap. And then for some other things, we have these chunk loader that uses beacon, but this is more for trains and stuff like that. But then we can also use these ones from create power loaders, because these are also pretty fun, you know, and they also offer a little bit of an extra challenge in terms of the crafting. And these ones are more create related, I should say, because these ones actually require power to be used, which is kind of fun, and they do work on trains as well. I mean, I can say I didn't see this one coming, but I completely forgot that we have 2 different types of gasoline, because I was just checking up here and this guy was going down. I'm like, wait, how am I losing gasoline? And then it hit me. I'm using to create diesel generators one, and I'm producing in the oil rig the factory must grow one. So this one is technically the factory must grow. So hopefully that will start filling up this tank when this tank just empties out. Now this guy is also slowly going down, which is, well, expected. And that means we can tear down pretty much everything that's related to this pump, like all of this back section here. We can just pick it up because we're not going to be only going to be using this fluid tank of gasoline. So this one, whenever it runs out, we can also replace, and we can even like consume this one faster if you want to, but I'll just let it take its natural course. And then we have like half of this area when you can put some diesel engines or gasoline engines and just let them produce power, more power for this one. But the crisis has been averted, which means, yes, we gotta keep going now, because even though we have our station here, it's technically not very functional. As you can see, we cannot get over there, and it's only really picking up the gasoline. We still have like more fluid pumps there that we can probably use for other things. So we might want to take a look in. Now, there was something that kind of bugged me when I was watching the train load, and that is, even though we're only pumping into the forward part of the train, it's also filling up the other tanks of the train. I didn't think that was possible unless you, well, had that thing attached to it, but apparently it's filling up the entirety of the train, and I don't think I want that. But I'd say we got bigger issues at the moment. As we remember, we do not have any ore production because, well, I digged out all the ores. But we do have a lot of power here that we can use to send over through the cards, I guess you can say that. We do have like some points over there, here and there, where I'm going to be using, I'm going to put in some posts to carry electricity all the way back into the mainland. And we're still going to be using these one-click, I guess we can call them one-click factories. We're going to be using these to power even more excavators, and then just use them to load the train. The train will load the items into here, which means we have to expand, and this village has to go as well. And as you guys can see, we can actually just go down here, and you'll see, is that just visual? That might be a visual bug. What do you guys think? Is that a visual bug, or is that container actually filling up with gasoline? Okay, I got everything done, but this is not right. This is just not right. Since I connected the power to the power that I have here, you can clearly see that we're spending 960 FE per tick in the entire network, which is exactly, we're only pulling 960. But if we go over here, we have 12 of these, making 252. So just a little bit above 3,000 over here. But it is not, because I even put these accumulators to pull the power. Then you can see from here that sometimes it says 8.7k and others like 800. But I'm starting to realize this is not correct. These generators are, even though you can technically see it up there in those bars, they're not doing what they're meant to be doing. Like, something is seriously wrong, because I should be getting 3,000 FE per tick out of these guys. So this one should definitely be going up, but it's going down, and there's no reason for that. And they're all connected. None of the accumulators are, well, accumulating power. As you can see, they're all just exporting power. So I don't know what's going on here. And we can even, I can show you. If I remove this, they all start getting power. Like, look at that. They're just accumulating up a bunch of power, but so like this connection is working, but for some magical reason, it may be the cable. I don't know. I have no clue. And you can see if I use alternators, I just get the stable 360 instead. So even though technically I would be gaining more power, we'll have to switch to just alternators from Creates Craft and Additions, because it seems to just straight up be the best option in terms of compatibility. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of these generators, unfortunately, because they do not seem to be doing what I need them to do. And we'll be switching up to the alternator. But while we get some things being processed, I have now moved this excavator all the way down here. And over here, it's actually mining for uranium and silver. and a little bit of lead. Like it can pick up a little bit of all of these. And the other one, it's no longer doing coal, but instead is all the way down here, giving us iron ore and nickel. Now we do need to get another one of these, making us iron ore, not iron ore, coal. We can farm up coal again. But for the meanwhile, the worst part was the iron, so we got that for now. Now, unfortunately, I just came to the realization that I'll have to just AFK for a few hours because I just hooked up those machines, which means I'm still far enough away from getting a healthy supply of iron ingots, and I need a bunch of iron ingots to make a bunch of alternators. Now we're getting some stuff being sent here, but it's probably going to be nickel, and because I believe the highest quantity that we should have is uranium, yep, and nickel. Those should be the highest ones pumping in, and the other ones are all a little bit slower, so they will take a while to just reach up here and start being produced. So we do need to have that in mind while we're waiting to get more iron. So unfortunately, I'll have to cut this video a little bit short. I had some other plans, but since I really need to wait, I guess there's nothing I can do. And I'm not gonna hold the episode back like an extra few days just because of it. So, as always guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and there's a lot more to come. See ya!